Ray Charles had a way of making the piano preach. Gospel, blues, soul, he'd take the simplest chords and turn them into something alive, full of groove and feel. So in this video, I'm going to be watching 3 of his classic performances, working out what makes his playing so iconic. And most importantly, I'm going to show you how you can steal some of those gospel blues moves so you can use them too and bring some of that Ray Charles magic into your own playing. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's dive in.
Let me tell you about the girl I know. She ain't my baby and she lives in go. Every morning before the sun comes up, she bring my coffee in the favorite cup. I know, I know. Hallelujah, I love her so.
Oh, what a tune! This has really got to be one of my favourite Ray Charles songs of all time. Like, does it get more uplifting than this in terms of songs? It's just, it's so great, isn't it? I love that intro. I mean, it's something like that. It's a really interesting intro because when it gets into the main song, it's swung. It's got that kind of New Orleans bouncy feel. That kind of real jazzy, almost like the second line drumming kind of feel, you know. But interestingly, the intro's got that kind of straight feel, like straight eights, where it's decka 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 decka. Then it begins to swing. And this is a classic Ray move that's just straight out of the blues piano toolkit. You'll hear this in so many different blues songs. Check it out. You've got to have heard that before, right? It's everywhere. What it basically is, it's a way of getting to the key you're in. So we're in the key of B flat. And it's just a little move that takes you through several passing chords to the key. Okay, so the move is... and then he's back in B flat. So the shapes look like this. They're actually all kind of diminished shapes. And then he just adds this little bit of melody on the top, which is kind of quite common. Really, really nice. It's got that beautiful New Orleans-y kind of feel. And he's put it at the end of this intro. It's so good.
Let me tell you about the girl I know. She ain't my baby and she lives in go. Every morning before the sun comes up, she bring my coffee in the favorite cup. I know, I know. Hallelujah, I love her so.
Whoa! What he's doing here on the piano is something called comping, and you might have heard this term before. Comping is short for accompanying, and it basically means playing the chord changes with interesting rhythms. That's essentially what I think comping means. You're like punctuating the groove, adding in the chords. You're not necessarily holding them down, but you're kind of doing things like this, right? That kind of thing, you know, if he was playing this song solo, he probably wouldn't be playing this the same way. When he's playing it there, he's obviously got the drums and the bass and other instruments as well to kind of hold down the groove, play the chords, which leaves him free to just punctuate and kind of, he might sing a line and then his hands kind of respond in the gaps. He's kind of filling with chords. That's basically what's happening here. It's a really, really common approach that you see lots of different singer piano players using all the time. It works so well.
I love her so. Now if I call her on the telephone and tell her that I'm all alone, by the time I count from 1 to 4, I hear her on my door.
Okay. He's using what we call hits, okay? And hits are like rhythmic chords that you play, everyone in the band plays all together. And it's a little kind of dialogue between the vocal and the band. They're quite rhythmically challenging. They're not all on the beat. Some of them are off the beat. as well, and they kind of give this real kind of tension between the vocal and the band. It's like two people having a conversation. Check it out.
Hallelujah, I love her so. Now if I call her on the telephone and tell her that I'm all alone, by the time I count from 1 to 4, I hear her on my
Hey, I did it. You get the idea, right? There's this little kind of conversation, and all he'd be doing, I mean, it's quite hard to hear because the piano's quite low down in the mix, but I imagine he'll be finding like a right-hand shape, say for E flat 7. I'm going a little bit advanced here, but this is like a closed position voicing for E flat 7, okay? You're not playing the E flat, but you're playing like the 7th, the 9th, the 3rd, and the 5th in a really kind of closed shape, and it gives like a really kind of punchy sound. If I add the E flat below, those are the kinds of things he'll be playing when he's punctuating those hits. When I call her on the telephone. You get the idea, right? And it just really helps to give those hits a bit of power.
In the evening when the sun go down, when there's nobody else around, she kisses me, she holds me
Those
tight,
hits again.
and tells me, Ray Charles, everything's all right. Oh, I know, hallelujah, I love her so.
Piano solo. Whoa. Okay. Loads to talk about there. It's obviously very difficult to break down exactly what he's playing because he's improvising. He's playing the music he hears in his head, and it's coming out through his fingers. I can talk about some of the approaches he's using. In his right hand, that's where he's playing the solo. He'd be kind of using real like bluesy shapes. So a lot of you watching this video will obviously know the blues scale. There it is. And this is a really great scale to use just to kind of get into improvisation in this kind of jazzy bluesy style. A lot of the phrases he's playing come straight out of this scale. You know, those kind of things. I know I'm playing it very fast, but if you look, that's the B flat blues scale. And a lot of the phrases he's playing use those notes, okay? He might not necessarily be thinking of the blues scale when he's playing, but it's quite a good way for us to kind of get into that sound world. You can see in my left hand here, I'm just playing a really simple closed position voicing where I've got the flat 7 of the B flat, I've got the 9th, which is the C, I've got the 3rd, which is the D, and I've got the F, which is the 5th. And you can just punctuate the phrase you're playing in your right hand with your left hand chord. Watch. That kind of idea where you've got a bluesy phrase in your right hand, and you're then just kind of comping with your left hand and adding those rhythmic stabs, almost like someone kind of butting in the conversation. You know, that kind of idea. Those are the main kind of frameworks of what he's using. There was a really cool point where he did that little tremolo. Let's just see if we can find that. There it is. That kind of thing. You know. So fun to play those things. All you do is you literally just get your hand. If you can stretch that, that's quite a big interval actually. If you can't stretch that, do that kind of thing. But you've got that really bluesy flat 3rd, and all you do, shake it about. I think that's the technical term, shake it about. So fun to play.
I keep working.
I love the way he moves when he plays. You can tell he's just feeling the music so much.
Hallelujah,
Oh, very nice. You can hear what he's doing there at the end is he's doing just like an outro that isn't pre-planned. What he won't have done is say to the musicians, we're going to play it 12 times and then stop. That isn't what he would have said. He'll say, I'm just going to like riff at the end. I'm going to go round and round that little turnaround, whatever the turnaround is they play. I'm going to cue you at the end, okay? And you can see he actually cues the musicians. So all of them will be waiting for that little moment from Ray where he just raises his hand or gives them some kind of visual cue that they're going to bring it to an end. You can actually see it here. There it is. Do you see the little thing with his hand? That was their signal to like end the tune and go to that beautiful chord at the end. Amazing.
My Georgia, oh Georgia,
What a tune.
get it home me through this old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
I mean, this is just one of the most beautiful songs, isn't it? And Ray Charles' version of Georgia, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, does it really? It's just so great. What's he playing on the piano there? We've actually got a really great shot, okay, that we can actually see some of the things he's doing. He's in the key of G, and the chords go, starts on a G chord, it goes Georgia, then it goes B7 over F sharp, Georgia, to a B7, E minor 7, the whole, which, sorry, it's quite hard to sing the tune and sing the chord and play it at the same time, but E minor 7, the G7 over D, whole day through C7, C sharp diminished, just a note, G over D, sweet song, E7, keeps Georgia, A7, C over D, on my mind, and then he carries it. Yeah, I mean, it gives you an idea of those kind of shapes. Don't worry too much about the chords. Think about the approach he's using. He's literally just laying it down. And then occasionally he's lifting it with a little octave or fill in his right hand. So let's just have a listen. Let's see if we can find one where he's doing this.
Oh, Georgia.
Did you hear that? Literally just an octave in his right hand. He's in the key of G, a G octave, you know. So simple. He's playing the key as an octave. You know, he's in the key of G, got that G, and just using that to kind of fill the gaps in between his vocal. The simplest things are the best. That's what you have to remember all the time. It's so easy to focus on all these little complex tricks you can do, but keep things simple, and often the simplest ideas work the best.
Through the pine.
You know, those octave fills. So simple.
Other arms reach out to me. Yeah.
Oh! It's just these little fills. They sound so good, don't they? I mean, that isn't the exact fill he played, but again, it's just a little bluesy fill. He's kind of the bridge, which is the section he's in at the moment. It goes to like the relative minor. So he's originally in G. The relative minor is E minor. That's where the bridge goes. You know, the bit where it goes, other arms reach out to me. You know, all of that. And here he's just using this sound, like the E blues scale, to get these really great little. Occasionally did some things with fourths. You know, these kinds of little things can just really inject some kind of gospel-y, soul-y, kind of bluesy feel into what you're playing, and they make such a difference. You know, they're really fun to play. So cool. Bluesy ending.
You know the little girls are on my mind. Huh?
Woo. Those chords. Wait for it. There it is. Those chords he's playing at the end there, straight out of like the blues toolkit. You know, it's like, it brings any kind of blues song home. And then you sometimes get one of these. All those chords are, I'll just break it down quickly for you if you want to know. It's like G, G7 over B, C, C sharp diminished, G over D. And then it goes usually one of those, which is I'm getting quite advanced in this video, sorry. A flat 13 going to a G9. But yeah, they're really fun to play, those endings, particularly when you really slow them down. Yeah, they're great fun. A quick little favour before we jump into song number 3. If you're enjoying this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. YouTube, when people hit those buttons, they're so important, those buttons. They push the video out to more and more people, and it means that more people can engage with the videos, check out the resources, and improve their piano playing. If you're enjoying this one, please hit those buttons, like, subscribe, and drop a comment as well. Let me know who else you'd like me to cover in this series. We're getting quite into it now. We've done a few of them, so I've got some ideas, but I want to hear your ideas as well, so drop those in the comments below. I love this tune so much. Let the good times roll. Oh.
Everybody, let's have fun. You only live but once. And when you're dead, you're done, and it's a good time to go, baby.
You know, it's really interesting watching him, particularly up close here. His feet are moving all the time. He's doing this like big kind of stamping movement. You know what I mean? Check it out. Check it here, look. Check it out. He's moving just all the time. Yeah. You have to be really careful when you're stamping your feet. Number one, I used to stamp my feet so much when I was playing that I actually used to hurt them. I used to get up from the gig at the end and my feet would be aching. I'm like, why are my feet aching? I haven't been walking or like running anywhere. And I suddenly realized it's because all through the gig, my feet were just stamping in time to the music.
Everybody, let's have fun. You only live but once. And when you're dead, you're done, and it's a good time to go, baby.
The tempo's so good here.
Well, we gon' get it on tonight, and I don't care if you're old. Get yourself together, let the good time roll.
Someone asked me a little while ago, they said, what do you mean by a good tempo? And what I mean is, when you're performing live and you're at a gig and you're playing and like the lights are on and the audience are there, it's so easy to let the adrenaline take control. And it means that every tempo is slightly faster than you'd usually play. And it just means that everything's pushing a little bit too much. And a good tempo is where you're able to just really find a kind of a speed that isn't too fast, but is just bang in where the song should be. Okay, quite often if you go and see people play live, they take everything a little bit faster, but this is just really sitting back and it's just got such a good feel.
Well, we gon' get it on tonight, and I don't care if you're old. Get yourself together, let the good time roll.
Whoa. So what's he playing on the piano here? Well, again, he's in the key of G. I hadn't realised all the songs are in G today. That's quite funny. But check it out. So that kind of thing he's playing, I can't hear the exact voicing he's using. In a lot of blues music, quite often you'll rock between chord 1 and chord 4, even when you're just on chord 1. Okay, so let me break that down. He's in the key of G, and even when the kind of music's chugging along on a G chord, he'll be rocking between chords 1 and 4, which is G and C. So you just get this really kind of like groovy, kind of soulful feel. That kind of sound, and he's keeping that G on the top a lot of the time, I think, if I hear it correctly. You know, it keeps the key at the top of his voicing while everything is shifting down below, moving between the G and the C. Very cool.
Good time go round. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
You can hear he's just rocking there.
And I don't care if you're old. Get yourself together, good time go round.
Oh, such a great shuffle feel, this. Sax solo. Hits again. All on the beat.
Got it down the court and I just ran the clown. Don't let nobody play me cheap. I've got 50 cents more than I am gonna keep. I'm gonna let the good time roll. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
I've said this before, but one of the things that the great musicians do so well is dynamics. And in this, there are just so many energy shifts and bringing the volume right down and then taking it back up and then bringing it down again. They're thinking about this all of the time because it's part of telling the story of the music. Okay, you can add in all the fills and all the kind of complex stuff, but if you haven't got that kind of, if you zoom out, you need to have that big arc, you know, of just the shape of the music, the journey that you take the listener on. And that's what all of these incredible musicians really think about. Sometimes I wonder if they think about that more than the kind of the chords and the rhythm, you know. They're thinking, they're really just zoomed out, like, how am I taking this listener on a journey? Very cool.
Well, no matter where down ready weather, if you wanna ever go, you gotta get yourself together. Get yourself in the door.
Taking it home. That last chord, check that out. I think it's that. D flat, D flat 7. Oh no, it's not. It's D flat 13, sharp 11. Fun one to play. Maybe we'll have a separate video on the channel about that particular chord. It's a fun one to play though. Woo. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I love doing these videos. The reason is it keeps me really on my toes. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna say. I've got no script. I learn a lot from doing these videos as well, so I want to carry on doing them. Drop a comment down below who you'd like me to cover next, because I'm always on the lookout for new people to check out. You know, I've got my ideas, but do let me know who you'd like to see, and I read every single comment on the channel. So yeah, go ahead and drop that down below. And before you go, YouTube tells me that you're gonna really like this video up here. Go give that video a click, and I'll see you over there.